Hey guys, welcome into episode 52 of Coffee and Chel. I'm Sleeves, joined by my co-host Padre and Kesso, and today we're going to go through week 2 of the NHL 23 launch season, and man, things have been better. Okay, we're going to try and keep this as upbeat as possible, but it has been rough. I don't know if there's been a launch that has been this brutal. But we're gonna power right through it. We're gonna try and talk about content and like stuff that you should go after and all the normal stuff. But let's just be. Is there anything that you guys want to bring up like outside
I'm
of
just
outside of Hut?
I'm just trying to remain positive.
It's tough.
There's nothing we could do. There's a lot of negative energy, especially when you read it online. People are really rude. I actually had a good conversation with somebody on Reddit, which is surprising.
In the threads or
Uh,
DM?
in one of the threads, somebody was like blaming the streamers or whatever, and I talked to him, and I was like rude back, and then he like got some of my points, and then he responded, I responded. We actually ended up agreeing with each other on some things, and it worked out. But like that's one person. Like I wish I could talk like one on one, like voice chat or in person with like these people
That's
that
what I,
just like post these things.
dude. I would love a like how there's like that Twitter live. I would love to do a Reddit live. Like I'd
They
rather just
have
hop
they
in
have
there.
Reddit live.
Oh man, I would love to do
That's the
that.
thing.
Yeah, like half the people on
We got
like
to talk to a mod or something. We should do coffee and Chell live on Reddit.
could you imagine, bro? We just like field questions of these kids that just want to poop
Dude,
on us.
Padre, that one guy, it's like, dude, you're the guy that ragged me 3 years ago.
I probably did, honestly.
the big rag. All right, so we've had the game now for a week or so, and things are interesting. Let's save that for a little bit. Let's talk about our team builds. So we've got our teams now for what we're looking for and what we're using. This game, like it or love it, it is far different than prior years because of the lack of scoring one timers, which is just completely gone from the game essentially. So it is different. So Kessa, we'll start with you. How is your team looking this year compared to prior years? And is anything different? Is there anything that you knew that you're trying? Let's get the 4-1-1 here.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying the smaller guys that are kind of like quicker. Like I'm running a budget team. I wanted to learn the game first, so I didn't want to lock myself into like X factors or like whatever,
Yeah.
and then not be able to be flexible. I tried Gold 1T on a forward. I have the Stamkos X Factor. I don't think there's ever been a more useless ability than Gold 1T in a video game this year because like this year they introduced the 1-3-1 power play. So like I was excited. I'm like I'm gonna put like Ovi or Stamkos over there on the left side, and I'm gonna feed them, and it just doesn't go in because the goalies get over there. So what I think I'm gonna transition to is like close quarters, and go back to the big boys. I think that's what the move is. I'm guessing.
Yeah, like I've been using close quarters quite a bit, and it's easily one of the best. What about you, Padre? Anything different about your team?
I'm also doing a budget team, but I pretty much do that every year. Yeah, I'm just going with size and kind of with whatever I get. I have it up here right now. I got guys like Barzell, Kuznetsov. I told you guys I have that Nichushkin. I actually really like him. I feel like his size is really nice. The one card I actually am really happy I bought. I only bought it for like 4K. Is that Jonathan Toews 82 overall with
Mm.
silver quick draw? It's the
Mm-hmm.
first card I felt like I can win faceoffs with like consistently
Mm-hmm.
and like clean. So I can't imagine how good gold quick draw will be
Have
again this year.
Have you guys experienced a game where, again, this is gonna get into like the issues of the game and whatnot, but have you guys experienced where you are doing the counter and you're losing draws?
Yes.
Dude, I had a game because I don't know if you. I know you're also you got. I mean, we're all very. I am not elite at the game, but I'm very good at face-offs. And like what I'll do on stream, more often than not, is I'll just call it what I'm doing right before it happens, or before the draw. Because I again, like I think I like being good at the face-offs.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a game where I went 19-5 on the draw, and I was calling out what I'm doing every single draw, and I could not win. This guy was just doing backhand straight back, and I'm just tying up forehand, backhand. It didn't matter. I lost every single one, and I'm wondering. I don't know if you guys have noticed this a lot, but seems to be inconsistencies in terms of input lag in at least on PlayStation that I'm noticing game to game, not every game, but when you notice it, you notice it, and I'm wondering if it's just like you get locked into a game where your input is just not very quick, and you can't win a draw because of it. I don't know if you've noticed the same thing, or if I'm just playing a different game.
Yeah, no, so my issue is The matchmaking, like the max ping, doesn't work in NHL 23. I got to play 2 games today, and I have it set to 40. It's what I used last year,
What's
and both
CR?
games, I think it's like 2070 or 2080. Like I'm
Okay.
losing a lot of games,
Okay.
so I should be able to, and like I should be able to match people. Like I'm East Coast, like it should be easy. So I'm getting like West Coast players or something because I have like 70 or 80 ping, and it's like so slow. That combined with like the random not being able to pass, it just doesn't make for an enjoyable experience. And I'm also getting long load times, like or search times too,
Is
and
it
I'm
when you
not
hit
sure
play
why.
next, or when you? Is it only when you hit play
Dude,
next?
even from the main, I have to restart. I have to like restart the app.
Dude, it's so wild. Padre, you remember this? You remember, like, I think it was NHL 20, where it was clear that Xbox and PlayStation were different games.
Yes,
Like,
I used to
Oh,
say it
he
all the time.
remembers.
dude, I don't understand how I'm experiencing things that are different than others, and vice versa. Like, for example, I don't know if I've waited more than 15 seconds for a search at
Mhm.
all, whether it be play next or just searching, which is crazy. And we're 2 or 3 hours away from each other. So like it's just been it's so inconsistent. Like it's very weird. Have noticed the goalie's not passing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
terrible.
I don't know how many times I
uh,
lose. I've been dunked on. Like I probably have an average of 0.5 goals against per game because of like just
yeah.
impatience of playing the puck. At the not passing bug is wild because it'll be random shifts where I'll get a guy and I hit R2, no pass happens, and the only way to fix it is to throw it over the boards. Um, which
The
is
goalie one is like my most frustrating one because I always play the puck.
same.
And it slows the game down so much, or it's like the dunking that happens right after.
Yeah.
Like you, it's like every game or every other game, like I'm just getting dunked, and it is what it is.
Yeah, Nuge had like a great quote. He's like, I don't know where he said it, but he was like, I don't understand why when I hit past my from my goaltender, the opposing player goes on like a pilgrimage. By the time that the puck actually comes back out, they're in position and can just hammer it home. Like,
So you know where he said that, and it's funny because it's a good point. He said that in the Game Changer Discord.
I thought that was on
So
Twitter. Was that in
he
the
might have said it in
change?
Twitter. He also said the opposing team has enough time to do 3 laps around our own net
It's
by the
so
time I can pass it.
true,
So
man.
for the people that say like the game changers are like like sucking
Oh
up to
yeah,
the
yeah,
devs,
yeah,
like
yeah.
it was pretty funny. So
I couldn't remember if that was in
good
the
for
game
Nate.
changer shot or not. That's great, dude. All right, let's all right, so Keza, Padre, you said that you're using the big guys. You also mentioned that you said guys like Barzal. Are you noticing that cuz normally if they aren't 6'3", they're not on your team. So,
Yeah,
are you noticing that like players like Barzal are a lot more effective for you this year?
he is like with his skating, but I feel like he just gets touched and he's done. Like and he's like 6'1".
Mhm.
The one guy that I feel like I consistently hold on to the puck with is Nishushkin, and he's 6'4", and there's just such a difference at 3 inches. So I can't imagine how guys like Mantha will feel, and even like Big Walt. Like you probably have Kachuk, I'm guessing, Sleazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Is he a beast?
Yeah, like the team builders, I mentioned this to you, like bumping up players of the puck. I'm not sure if it's just because we're early on in the year, and attributes for body checking are just very low, and because a lot of people are using guys like Barzal and Goudreau, like body checking is very low, so you're not able to bump people off the puck very easily with those guys. That's obviously the downfall. But I've noticed all the team builders because their body checking is high because they're 89 overalls. They throw people around like they absolutely just toss them around. So I do notice it there, and I don't know if it's just like a hut progression thing, but I saw Kesto was in my stream momentarily today, and he saw me dude. I did a spin deke at the end of a
With
period.
Rantanen, right?
No, I think it might have been. I was on my no money spent team, so I think it was Kucherov. So it wasn't even a
Okay.
big boy.
Oh, it wasn't?
I
Okay, I
did
thought
a
it was a big
spin
guy.
move, and if someone goes to hit you while you're in the middle of a deke animation, dude, it's like the force. Like it's like two magnets, like opposite ends, just like like he goes for a hit, and he'll just like sidestep around. Like I don't know what it is. It's like the animation when it starts happening is like no matter what playing out, like it's gonna
Yeah.
play out, and no matter if you bump them off, anything like that. So it's frustrating early on. The other thing that I know, Padre, we just started. You had mentioned that you're still playing strong. When was like how much have you played in the last 2 days? Because I only played a lot on the weekend. Well, I guess yesterday would have
Last
been Sunday.
2 days, maybe like five, like maybe like 3 or 4 games, probably.
Okay, because I haven't played a ton on Sunday and Monday, and I mean, chat. I mean, we're live on Twitch right now, guys. For anyone that's listening or watching, but I don't know if any of you guys are feeling it too. I'm not doing nearly as well as I was doing like a week ago, and I don't know what is different. Kessa, you said that you were struggling too.
Yeah, and I think the thing is like it's a new game, so like I want to try out different things.
Yeah.
And you match those people that are like, I'm gonna play the same way I have for the last 3 years. I'm gonna spend money, like people are gonna spend money, right? And have a great team.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just gonna circle in the corner. And I don't care enough about a rivals game to really try to lock somebody down. And people are just going balls to the wall, right? So like I'm trying rebounds, deflections, whatever, and they just aren't working for me. People are circling. I'm having a frustrating experience.
I
And the lag too. I don't know.
Yeah, man, it's the bugs. I tweeted about this, man. I had the bubble hockey happen to me, and I wasn't even streaming. I recorded it because it started happening, and I was just like, this is not a finished game. But I don't know if you guys have seen the bubble hockey thing. It's on my Twitter. For like every once in a while, your guys will just like hold their stick out like it's like NHL '94, and they'll skate around, and you can't pick up the puck, and you can't hit, and you can't do anything, and it looks hilarious. And
Yeah.
I don't mind the gameplay. I haven't minded it so much, but when you add in all of the bugs, because it's not like there's one or two. It is. My tweet said it. This is a game that should have been delayed until January, and it came out in October, and it makes it very very difficult to do. But yeah, like you mentioned, man, I don't know what it is, but I'm struggling. I want to know the people that are rattling off 20-game win streaks.
Well, dude, Duncan Deli's in here. He's probably winning 50 in a row.
Yeah, he's got his new Duncan University to teach people how to be better than
I actually, well, I had an idea. I'm gonna pay for the Duncan University. And
Oh.
I'm gonna have him run me through an hour with 500 people in my stream, and I can't wait because at the end of it, if I come out being a better NHL player, he's gonna make bank. So,
I mean, I talked to a big competitive player today, like a couple messages with somebody. I just wanted to see how they were enjoying the game.
What's
And
his
I'm not
name?
gonna
What's his
s-
name?
I'm
yeah,
not
you got a
gonna
name
say
drop.
no, I'm not gonna say his name because like
Say his
his
name.
like stuff's dependent on like him enjoying the game, like him
Mhm.
being good and stuff. So he probably wouldn't care anyway, but he's like, yeah, the game's not good. And it's just like we kind of have to, hey, what's up, man? Advantage. We have to like bear through it. And that's what it is. It shouldn't have been released. Now we're getting into negativity because we've
I don't
talked
no
about
no 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 no. Okay, let's talk. So okay, team build wise, name give me one or two cards right now that you want to try off the top of your head. First cards that come to mind. Kessel, you first.
who just got released today. 83. Oh, the Alex Tuck with Crease Crasher, or not Crease Crasher, Close Quarters.
Okay.
83 overall, perfect for my budget team.
Okay. Padre.
The new Nichushkin.
Oh, you stole
Yeah.
mine. I just
I
bought
didn't.
him. I just bought him for
Sorry.
the money spent
Well,
team.
I don't know. X Factor Headman. I would give up an arm and a leg for that if I had an arm and a leg,
Really?
but I don't have. Yeah, I just think those big defensemen, especially like anybody with stick 'em up and shut down. I think that Fedor Tutin's unbelievable. I think that Steve Duchesne's unbelievable. Those are two guys.
Steve
Like when I
Duchesne's
notice when I play NHL, it's unlike MLB. NHL, you can be like, that guy is so annoying to play against. And when I play somebody, and I'm like, that guy's annoying to play against.
When you
That's
see
when I
someone
know.
stick him up, man, it's like, cuh.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
dude, how am I
that's what
gonna
I'm
get
saying.
around this?
Like, you guys remember when Hedman's Team of the Year came out last year? Every
Yeah.
time you played him, you're like, this is the most annoying card to play ever. And like, that's when you know that's the right card for your team. I mean, it's goofy.
Yeah, it is. You're right. I saw. Yeah, my no money spent team. Nishushkin was going for 35K. He's an 85 4 overall card, the play of the year one. If you haven't seen him, check him out. He's got silver unstoppable force and fly the zone, so he's got 88 or 89 speed at 6'4". So he could be an absolute menace. But yeah,
Yeah,
he's
for
really the only
sure.
one. Are you guys like okay, Kess? This is gonna apply more to you because you've been playing it more since launch. But there's no one to chase after. Like we're getting because
No, so that was my issue last year too.
okay.
It's not even the chase after, but like I want to try out a lot of different like team builds, right? And I want to do it cheaply. So like I want to try out players with big tipper, and there's just not enough cards early on in the game. Like even silver abilities. Like if I want to use that, I have to use like Tyler Bertuzzi, um, or I don't even know who else there is. So like
There's nothing more satisfying than getting an actual planned tip shot off in NHL 23.
yeah,
I
and
don't care
that's
what you
that's
guys,
what
like,
I
anyone
enjoy
says,
about
like,
the game. Like so, there's just not. I don't know how they fix that, but like I don't know.
Hey,
Maybe they need more variety in the abilities.
I'll be honest. Before the podcast, we're talking about just like what are they going for, like realistic or arcade? And I mean, as much as I hate to say it, like that's real hockey. I mean, like you go watch a hockey game, it's get pucks on net, get them through screens, traffic, shoot for the
Bro.
tips, shoot for sticks, shoot for body, shoot for butts, shin pads, you name it. I mean, it sucks because it's a video game,
Yeah.
but it's like, I mean, that's what it is. It
So I
really
don't
is.
mind it when it's well set up though. Like I
Yeah, like
love
I'll
I
aim
agree.
for
it
someone's
feels
stick.
rewarding.
Like I'll try
And
and miss the
Padre,
net. Yeah.
that's why I thought you would really like the game. Like we talked about this. Maybe it was on an episode a couple weeks ago before the game came out. And me and Sleeves were both like, "Oh, you should be really good at this game. I think you'll like it." We didn't know about all the bugs, but we thought like with that being the case, like you would like the game a lot. But like I mean, we couldn't foresee.
Right. Well, my
Yeah.
thing is like, so Gren's in chat. Like, I watch Gren play. He's literally the best player, or second best, whatever, third, I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean? He's one of the best in the world.
Hey,
I
don't
watch.
fire him up.
Whoa, whoa,
Well, he
whoa,
know
whoa,
he
whoa,
he,
whoa.
he knows I pump his tires, whatever. So Gren, I watch him just crap on guys left and right, L2, you name it, dangle guys, tic tac toe, give and go, backdoor, bang, goalie's doing this. I mean, it's just that's the stuff that frustrates me, and then I watch him lose because of that. And I'm not saying like Gren like that is a slight, but I watch you get like rammed essentially, and because of how the game is. And I just think that's the kind of stuff where it's like it's lessening the skill gap in Kesso. I mean, you might not want me to say this, but me and you have kind of agreed on this topic. The guys that are, and this is no shot at you guys, but the guys that are Div 5 to Div 10 hub players, they love the game right now. And I feel like there's a reason why, and it's because the goalies.
I mean,
And it's just
last year, like
not the
it
way
was
to do
so because there was no what you consider glitch goals last year. There was no goal line
Yeah.
shots. There was nothing, and I felt like last year it definitely played to casual players a lot as well, just because it was very just throw the puck on net. You know,
Random.
like the time on attack was like whatever, but it was harder to get one timers off. Maybe I don't know, but obviously they went in when you actually got them off. This is like it's easy to get shots on goal and set things up, but like they're not going now. It's not going in. So I see what you're saying. Like I'll say this about it. Like I'll be a Div 1 player this year, but I'm not like
Yeah.
elite by any stretch of the imagination. I enjoy that it's different. I can appreciate when what you're bringing up about how it's not realistic. It is not. I lost a game on stream today that had Stamkos's X Factor wheelhouse one timer in overtime with one of those ridiculous diving. I've said this a lot. It is them adding in the human goalie animations, and when you add in animations and not attribute things, that is when you get a significant change to the video game. So
Can you pull that screenshot up by any chance? Do you have it still?
I don't know if it'll actually pull up in the screen that we're in, but that was
It was pretty remarkable, guys. Essentially, his goalie was over here
see
and
if I can pull
Stammer
it
was
up.
right here, and it was a wide open cage, and it didn't go in.
If I can-
And like, listen, I don't even care. Listen, if they just made it a little bit more on the back doors, I would have no issue. It's
Dude,
I don't.
got it.
That's fine if it's a new gameplay. That's okay. I understand it. Yeah, here it is. I mean,
This didn't go in, fellas. Like if
Wait,
you're watching
pull it
this
up.
on the podcast on Twitch or YouTube, this
Okay, wait.
didn't go in, bro. This is a wheelhouse one timer that I
Yes,
picked the
one
top
T.
left corner.
Yes,
in.
Gold 1T.
this is one of the greatest one-time shooters of our generation right here. And he can't score.
Dude. And then what happened was I lost on a rush right after this. Like the shot went, got saved, and I lost.
So I have a great video idea for you, Sleeves.
What's that, dude?
You got to do things like this, okay? And it's a game show, and it's like, was this a goal?
Oh
or
yeah,
not,
yeah.
right?
Like, oh, dude, that'd be so good. Like, how does this
dude,
end?
and then you have like a guy that's in perfect position from like no angle, and it's like that's the goal, but this is not.
Dude, that'd be so funny, man. Like that is a game show. We can have contestants on and like see if they can guess it right,
Yeah.
yes or no.
Yeah.
Like, does this end up as a goal, yes or no? And then play the clip.
You know,
Oh man, that'd be so.
you know
good.
what's my issue, I guess, is, and maybe it's because I just been playing the game for so long, and maybe you guys agree with me. This is like the first year, and this very early. I get it, and who knows if there's a tuner or a patch coming? I have no clue. It just feels so weird going in the O zone and being like, "Wait, the back door's open. Should I do it? Oh, wait, the short. I don't
You
know.
don't,
I
like,
don't
I
know.
don't.
It's like all I do is second guess like everything I do now, and it's like in every other game, I always is like, okay, like I know what I'm gonna go for. I know what's open. It's like now it's like I don't even know if I should do it or not. It's like I feel like okay, get it back to the point and look for sticks. Like I don't know.
Let's talk a little bit about abilities we're enjoying. So we mentioned you mentioned that you want to try out close quarters and whatnot. Gold 1T is completely useless right now. I have not seen a single D2D one-timer that goes in clean. Kessel, we got tagged in one, and it's a muffin.
It was a wrist. It was a
Yeah, it
wrist
was a wrist
shot.
shot. It wasn't even a one-timer.
Yeah,
He didn't get
that
the...
was that was false.
Yeah,
Whoever
he
did
threw a
that,
knuckleball.
no.
Like, yeah. I have not seen a single one happen. And if D2D one-timers are not going to go in, and normal one-timers are not going to go in, Gold 1T is completely useless. So, which is fine. You know, it is what it is. It just means that it is no longer one of the ones that you would consider like in the S tier. So, as of right now, what are the ones that you prioritize over everything else?
Skilled up, is that what it's called?
Oh my god.
Dude, it's my only way to score. It's the most overpowered ability that I like. Unstoppable Force. I wish I had some defenseman with like shutdown or stick 'em up. I want to try out close quarters. Gren mentioned that, but that's
All my
about it.
players
Which
have
ones?
close quarters.
Yeah, which ones do you like, Padre?
Stick them up and shut down so far. I kind of want to throw synergies out the window for now. I might just go like abilities like close quarters, like you guys are saying, and big boys, like I always do. And I'm just so jealous of you with Zegras. Like I wish I could sit there and I told everybody the thing about Kessa that amazes me with it. I don't know how you hit the Michigan so clean with speed.
Yeah, with speed. With speed, bro.
Yeah, that's nuts to me. Like I was talking to Avez or Aves, whatever you want to call it, like however you want to say it. But he's like, dude, he hit one on me in front of 5,000 people on the homepage the other day. Like,
oh
like,
yeah, that was
like that's like it's just unbelievable. Like that's the one thing where that is a pure skill, like right there. What do you think, Sleazy? What do you like?
Definitely close quarters because it's an animation one. Like any of the ones that give out an animation. Like so, like last year, post to post was one, but because of one timers and their goaltender's ability to save them, it's you don't need it anymore. Post to post isn't needed at all. Stick 'em up is definitely one of the most important because of the Pocheck nerf. I think that's really important. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I know that I have a few on some. Man, I guess it's just close quarters. Like Schneip, I've noticed because of the low far side shot, and I don't know if I'm getting tricked because it gives off like the one-timer sound animation. Have you seen that, Gesso?
No, I haven't.
Dude, when you shoot with Schneip, like just wrister, it gives off the gold 1T one-timer sound.
So I play with my sound off.
Okay,
Me too.
really? I think you used to stream with it on.
Yeah, but it was off though for me. Like I think it was coming through the stream, but like it wasn't on my TV.
Elite Edges though, by the way. Elite Edges is the other one. Elite Edges, because when you get in the corner, the whole game right now seems to be trying to get people to overcommit in the corner so that you can walk out in front, like backhand or get around the net and forehand, backhand wrap, whatever. Like it seems to be like get in tight. And Barzal and Goudreau have just been nightmares, and Larkin too. Larkin as well have just been phenomenal. So those are the ones that I like. I love. Yeah, close quarters and elite edges are definitely the ones that I'm noticing a lot. Heat Seeker a little bit too, but I don't. I'm
no, that one sucks. That one sucks, man. I have 4 defensemen with it with the silver one.
You're not noticing it? I guess I hear the sound.
Yeah, like, but dude, Born Leader last year made a sound whenever you like even like farted. So like,
really?
Yeah, like it made a sound every time you shot the puck. It didn't. It doesn't mean it's doing anything.
True, man. That sucks. That just sucks.
Before we talk about the next thing, this podcast is brought to you by Gamersaloon.com. I have a story to tell. Josh Fearless, one of the best players in the world. We all agree there, right?
Yep.
I think he's sponsored by them too.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Fearless got good at NHL by depositing some money on Gamersaloon.com.
True story.
He ran into a younger Queso Paguni.
You stole his money.
He stuck with it. We were playing like $8 games. I think I won the first 8 games. He stuck with it. You know, he put a little bit more on. He started beating me some. All of a sudden, he's, you know, top 4 player in the world.
Yeah.
So that's how you get better at the video games.
$8 with inflation is like 400.
That's
now,
like,
too.
I know, right?
That's like 400 that's pretty crazy. No,
Safe site to play wager matches. Love it. Been on there for 15 years. Can't say enough good things about Gamersaloon.com.
Make sure you check out Gamersaloon if you are watching the video or the Spotify or any of the where you're listening to podcasts. Check out the link down below and give them a shot. Not just NHL, but they have all sorts of other games. If you want to test your your abilities against other people for money, Gamersaloon is where you want to do it.
Yeah, and I saw a good promo they were running today. I forget what time it was, but there's like an hour where you could play a free $10 match. Yeah, Power. Okay, yeah. So check them out. Follow them on Twitter too for some of those promos they offer.
Exactly. Let's get into some budget cards. All right, we're all free to play. We're all free to play Andes this year. I also have a ridiculous team, but I'm spending most of my time on my free to play team because I think it's just fun.
It's winter time. The Lamborghini goes in the garage.
Yeah,
Come on
exactly.
now.
It's got to be parked. It's got to be parked inside for the wintertime for a little bit. So give me one or two cards that you think are under 30K that are worth grabbing.
Padre, you go first, sir.
Oh, okay. I'll go first. I would say that Nichushkin you picked up if he stays under 30K. I'm sorry to like beat
No, 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 no.
the
I can't
dead
believe
horse
that
here.
like he got unstoppable force, as well
Yeah,
as fly the zone. I was like, oh my god.
and due to like my like lack of like market knowledge, like bear with me a little bit.
Take your
But
time.
I really like that 82 Jonathan Tays because of the quick draw. I just think he's like one of the few centermen. He's got a good size. He's 6'2". He wins a lot of draws. I just feel like he's really clutch so far for me. And then I'm gonna go with Kuznetsov's base card. Not
Yeah,
only
that's a
does
good one.
Kuzi have pretty good size, he's got good speed, but he's got a sick celly too. He does the bird celly when you
That
score.
is
You gotta
true.
rub it in. But no, yeah, those are like the three that I've liked the most, I guess. We'll see like in a week. I'm really curious to see like when Sleazy gets back from the old Vegas, what kind of cards we're all using here. I know Sleazy be taking a week
Dude,
off or
I
whatever,
gotta
but
go for a week. The new event comes out. God, if it's Evo, I'm toast, dude.
freaking
Uh,
Cammy Lance couldn't have his birthday sooner for you.
I
Come
know.
on now.
Like, who is he to get born in the launch month of NHL? Kessa, what about you, dude?
Um, so if you don't want to spend the extra money on that 84 Nishushkin, you can get the 83 overall with Crease Crasher if you want to run the rebounds. I actually do like the card. It's like 5K,
Yep.
because he has a good build. What else is there? I'm gonna try. So like, I actually found the podcast that we do here informative because I'm gonna get the base Jonathan Taves with the silver quick draw. Um, so I need that because I've been struggling.
On the
Other
draw
than
or just
that,
like for centerman?
just yeah, for centerman. Because like I have Bergeron and I don't like right-handed centerman.
Wait, does his
Um,
base have quick draw too?
no, it doesn't. It has
Quick
unstoppable
draw is
force.
not common yet. Quick draw is another of
Yeah.
those abilities that is very, very uh, effective. That's the right word for
Yeah.
it.
I like Bergeron's base though because he has like fly the zone and silver unstoppable force and like 87 faceoffs. So that's a good one. Now I'm just like getting to the point where I'm gonna just start trying out like random ones, just to see how it plays.
I'll go with some defensemen. That the Hut 23 D'Angelo. He's got like workhorse. He's really really quick. There's like a huge hole from like the base budget defenseman and then like the master sets. Like there's no meat and potatoes in the middle. There is nothing for like 30K that's worth 30K. And that happens kind of every year. But no, he'd be one. D'Angelo would be one. He's really like the only one that I've found like defensive wise. Oh, sorry, the fantasy hockey Rasmus Sandin. I haven't tried him yet. I bought him on the free to play team, but I haven't gotten to use him in game yet. He is going for like 10K. He just got boosted to 83 from the weekend, and he's got silver truculence and 87 speed and acceleration, and I believe has workhorse as well. So that's another good one. If you're looking for sentiment, the 85 Kopitar is like 20K. I believe he's got like 85 faceoffs. Really hard to knock out the puck. Like I don't know. I've
Yeah.
just noticed him on my free to play team. He's been a card that I've really really liked. But the best one, in all honesty, that I think is that Nishushkin, that play of the year Nishushkin. There's like a bunch up for like 30K, and when you consider the fact that he's got 88 or 89 speed with fly the zone and unstoppable force, and he's 6'4", like I can't see him being bad. Is the thing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of like Nishushkin, just to bring in some real life hockey a little bit, but what he's really honestly, I think he's gonna end up like
I can't believe
keeping
he
keeping
hit.
up this pace. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like because when he first came in Dallas, he was really good, and then he like just hit like a wall. And
He was
I don't
awful
know.
in his rookie
I don't know
year.
what
Like,
happened, right?
yeah,
Like he
had the
he
KSHL.
literally had a year where he had 0 goals and 0 penalty minutes. You're literally a non-factor, and now. After the playoffs last year in the cup final, like he's a stud, and then he's carried it over to this year because everyone's like, "Oh my god, that contract, dude! If this guy keeps this up at his age and his body type and the way he can skate, like, I mean, this could be like a perennial Hut player for the boys right here for a while."
Yeah, no doubt. Like he that contract just like screamed. This is like one of the mistakes you make when you win a cup and you just get cap
Yeah.
crunched like eventually. And no, dude, he looks nuts. Like you forget a lot about Kadri being, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You forget a lot about it because
And another guy that might be a perennial Hut player here is Tage Thompson too. I mean, he looks good in real
Ooh,
life.
dude,
yeah,
Buffalo is
that-
a
that build.
wagon. I always have a soft spot for the Sabres ever since I lived there. That city deserves a sports team to be good, and the Bills are doing it now. But like they are just the most loyal fan base, and they are just like blue collar. Like when the team is doing, even when the team's not doing well, but when the team's doing well, the city shuts down. Like it is,
Oh
there's
yeah,
nothing else going on, and having someone want to go there is like just I don't know. I love that. Like Alex Tuck wanting to go to Buffalo and then playing very well is just a very good feeling. Like I love seeing what he's doing with the Sabres. So
for sure.
and then his goal songs like DMX, like just like dude, like
Oh,
he
one of
scored
the
a
few
hell
teams
of a
that
toe
has
drag.
one of the few teams that has every single guy has their own goal song, which is kind of like baseball with the walk up songs. I think more teams should do that. What do you guys think about that?
I I don't I dislike it if you have a like
Goofy
insane
one.
goal song. Like dude, like when my camera froze. When Boston scores, right? And Zombie
That's
Nation
true.
kicks on,
Yeah.
like bro, there I hate Boston. And I'm like, oh damn, like that's like it's just there's no beating that. But like,
hmm
there's some teams that score and it's like, this is
I
our goal
like
song.
By the way, I like the Leafs goal song. I don't know
So the
why.
Leafs one is one, it's a little
It's a little but it's like old school, so I like
yeah.
it. I like, I like that they pick some like, I don't know, like
What's the song for
EDM
the
type of
Blues? I don't
like
like that one
weird.
either. Because they played
The
Oregon.
Blues made they used to do the organ only, and
Can't stand it.
It was the Saints go marching in, which I love because it's a classic. It was like that when my dad was a kid. But then they changed it to this like new song, and it's kind of corny, but I mean it is what it
I
is. And we
heard
have a
it.
freaking
I think
I don't
something else
know.
kicks on after the Oregon, no?
It does. It's like some new song they created in 2019, and of course it stuck because we won the cup, and then
Yeah.
yada yada yada.
Yeah, because I was watching a random Blues game and I'm like, oh, this is just like, it's tough to be like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something about
Blackhawks,
Zombie Nation and a mean goal horn that just
the
like fires the boys up.
Chelsea Daggers, like it's. I hate it because I'm a Blues fan, but it's
I
like
hate it too as a Sharks fan.
but now it's just like it's the Hawks. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
exactly.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like notorious. Like, I mean, do the Penguins still do like the woohoo one or whatever,
They
Kesso?
do that. They did, and then like
Montreal is a pretty good one too.
I love Montreal's. That's my favorite in the whole league.
Really?
And yeah, dude, I was there when Colton Parayko coughed him a puck with 5 seconds left in 2019, and they buried it, and the place went bonkers, and it was just so sick. Another one I like too is Nashville's because the fans do like the "Hey, you suck" and like
Oh yeah, that is a
we're
good one.
gonna beat the hell. I mean, it's so funny when they do it, and the whole
Calgary and
place goes.
TNT is a good one
Yeah,
too.
that's a good one too.
It's
We're
a
sitting here talking about goals.
I know. I just go, yeah, we're just like nerding
We're
out. This
such
is
hockey
brilliant, yeah.
nerds.
All right, let's talk a little bit about a little bit of gameplay. We talked about that. Like we want to hate the most as a game
what do
changer
you hate the
in the
most?
community, bro. When there's a patch that fixes a bug or whatever, and then everyone thinks that the entire game was changed, and maybe it has, but there's no proof of it, and you know what I mean, like. I don't know why, because like there's something different. I think that I don't know. I don't know if it's just that we've all in the first week of the game, everyone's trying to figure out the meta or whatever it is, right? And then but you're not matching up against people you should be in because your division, like your skill rating, is not matched. And now we're like another weekend, and maybe your skill rating is like where you're supposed to be. I don't know.
Right.
Like I don't know. I just think that
Do you think it's placebo? Like we think
100%.
it's doing. Okay, I don't know.
No
I'm
one
just
wants to
asking.
blame themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like no one sits
Yeah.
down to play a video game, gets absolutely flooded, and is like, you know what, that one's on me. Like after a long hard day of work, you know what I mean? Like no one wants to do that. I don't want to do that. So I get it. It's just yeah, like Kessler, you'd mentioned earlier that you're just losing a lot more, and it probably does have something to do with you just trying to mess around. But I still think that no matter what, at the end of the day, like you know, after when the third period kicks in, you're not just huffing floaters from the point trying to new stuff out. I feel like you're
Yeah,
trying to,
exactly. Like I still hate losing.
yeah.
I still suck at this game right now. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
What do you want to see? Oh, it's such a dangerous question.
Yeah,
Wait,
no, what do I want to
wait,
see changed?
Yeah, because if it does, then you're just blamed. I'm not going to say what I want to see changed, though.
Honestly, I don't care because all the people that complain and make those comments are losers. Like, so I have a better life than them, so they can say whatever they want.
You just said it,
I would
mate.
like to see, good one-timers go in more.
Yes.
I would like to see that. I would like to see actually like less of the glitch goals because
Are you
I think
noticing
that
the goal line one going in still? I can't get it.
No,
I
because
was
people try to
drilling
score
it.
it a lot, but it's like everybody goes for that. I think the meta, and I think that's why Gren's probably still really good at the. I hope he'll be good at the game anyway. But like the L2 movement, so like I hate the fact that like the main thing to do is like skate into the front of the net L2 or like do like a stupid spin
Yeah.
and just like take a hit for no reason and like be able to score. I hate that. So like I just want to see like
Positioning be
more
rewarded.
deflections, more like good passing plays being rewarded.
I would love to see more deflections.
Yeah.
There is nothing more satisfying. Like when I'll watch my guy in the overload when you're running around the point, and the front guy will turn to you and look, and where he puts his stick, I'll just fire the puck like to miss the net. And I don't know, it's just so satisfying. I don't know, I love that, but I'm not noticing going in as much, and I don't know what the cause of that is. Maybe I just suck. Well, I mean that's a large part of it, but the goal line one, yeah, the goal line one, I was hitting like once every other game. I haven't scored one since like Saturday. I don't know. I'm not sure.
What do
I'm
you
not
guys
sure.
think about that wrap that I sent you? And you hold down the A button on your backhand and then just whip around the goal real quick, and it tucks in on this near post. What do you guys think about that? Have you
It
guys hit
works,
that?
like I
I
think.
don't. I don't
It's
mind
random. It's random how it works though. It's like
Yeah.
weird.
I mean, Geimer. I think Geimer posted on TikTok.
He did. He did. I saw him post that. By the way, I was gonna talk when you were talking about like losing and stuff. I came in your stream the other day. It was so funny. You took a loss about as good as you could take one. You're like, you just lost to a guy, and you're like, buddy, listen, if you want to just come in here and crap on me, just go ahead. I'll take it. I'll take it for everybody here. Just come on down. Just crap on me. I was just like, God, poor Sleazy's just so demoralized right now. You're like, just bring it on. I know
lost
you
the
beat me
game
by
today,
one.
dude. I lost the game today in overtime. It might have been that one actually. The
Oh, it
Stamkos
might have
one.
been today. It might have been today.
Four,
I don't
dude,
know.
dude. I'm not one to look at like the stats because I don't think they tell the whole story, bro. It's like 17 minutes COA to like 4.5, but the shots were 42-16, and I was like,
God.
I looked at the end of it, and I'm like, I was like, good lord, man. And I'm trying far side shots. Like I'm not just flicking up. I don't ever do that really. Usually I don't have a lot of shots on going. I'm just like, holy hell, man, what is happening? Sometimes you go through like just stretches in this game. I think that when you're losing
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
impatient in NHL is probably almost as bad as like MLB. MLB, if you're impatient, you're gonna lose.
Well, dude, before the game came out, we were talking, and you're like, "Oh, you can snipe from like far out and stuff."
Yeah, what happened to
I'm
that,
not
by
I
the way?
don't
seeing
know.
this
Yeah,
shit.
dude.
The goalies changed from whatever we played to now. I'm not seeing. Maybe it's the hut ratings, but I think even then we were playing.
Dude,
No,
in that tech
early
test,
the tech
yeah,
test, the hut tech test.
and we were all like, goal scoring is awful, like because like, that level of it is insane.
That's not the game that we're playing.
No, not even close. Because dude,
No.
you could legitimately like aim short side from the point on a wrister and it would go in. Like it was,
Yeah,
and that is not it. Like so, I don't know. It appears, I don't know. It's it'll be a long year. NHL 22's or 23 NHL 23's when do you think do you think they put all the fires out? It can't keep
I.
up like this. Like I'm talking about the delayed
What?
passing, the
So what? Like so. So if you're EA,
the
right? So
black
they're
screen.
still. Let me just tell you something. They have this crossplay that's supposed to come out in November, right?
It worked in the tech test.
It did. It did work in the tech test. Okay. So like on top, they still have to like I'm assuming do some work for that. I don't know how it works on the back end.
Dude,
But
it's
like
not
on
gonna work
top
at
of
all.
what's that?
It's not gonna work at all.
Yeah, so they have that to worry about. Like so they have to fix the strategies. They have to fix
The
that, like
strategies, bro.
the power going out with like no lights. They have to fix that passing, which I don't think that they know what that is. Like how are I don't know what that is. They
Because
don't
I asked them, is there something I'm doing to trigger the not being able to hit R2? And they were like, it's hard to repro because I can't give it a situation where it starts. It's just so random, right?
yeah.
And those issues are very hard to fix from a game development because it's like, where do you look? You know?
Exactly. So like and there's probably some I'm forgetting, like some issues that I'm forgetting just because there's a lot. Um and then it's like the more they work on this stuff, the
Less
less that they can
24 is
work
being worked
on
on.
24. I I
Scary
don't know.
times, brother.
I don't know. I don't have an answer. I
I
don't think
talked
it's
to
a
uh I talked to Ben Ross a little bit, and I'm not gonna talk about everything we talked about, but he did say that the strategy thing isn't a huge like fit. Like it's an easy fix. He
It'll
said.
be
He
it'll
said,
be in the next thing. Like I think that
yeah,
before you go any further, just so I can explain the behind the scenes thing, like when they do patches, it takes them like they can't just be like, oh, this is a patch, and then like it fix like I believe Sony and Microsoft have to like approve it,
right.
but they're probably waiting for the first jersey patch because though that will require a patch to put those jerseys in, and I would assume it just goes in with it, and like I agree with what you're saying. Like that, it'll be on the first one. It seems.
Sure, they would like to
I
have
hope
like
so.
multiple things in the patch too, not just like, oh, we're only gonna do the strategy. I'm sure they'd like to like kill a lot of birds with one stone. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're trying to figure
It's
out
nuts though.
what.
Like the rivals rewards, like
Yeah.
like the rivals games not counting. Well,
Mhm.
we haven't even talked about this, dude. Yeah,
I haven't seen that. So like some of those, whenever those things were going on, like the rivals games not counting, and I think there's like an auction house glitch. Like I just didn't play for a day or
it
two,
was overnight. It
and
seemed
I
to
was
be
just
like
like
overnight.
reading that stuff.
Are we gonna bring up the rivals
I was
thing at
about
all?
to say it. All right, what are we? What's our take? Let's give our takes on rivals
Well, first,
blitz
before
and
we start, is this week that we're about to start going to be the 3-on-3, or is it going to stay five on
it's
five
supposed
because
to
of
be
all the?
3-on-3. Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, now
Hut
let me
champ
bring up this
starts.
scenario. Okay, let's say I don't think they can. Okay, I don't think an arcade mode of it is bad. Like I don't think it should be removed. I just don't think that the ability to play 5-on-5 actual hockey should ever be removed from the game. Like I don't think that that should ever be. We should not load into a game and be like, "Hey, I want to play NHL," and not be allowed to against somebody. I don't. I think that's ridiculous.
Right.
Now that being said, that's we've had the same thing for 10 years. So do I want to see some variety? Absolutely, but it needs to be added on top. If you
Yes, dude. You want to see some variety? I don't play Madden, and I'm like, oh, I've been playing a football game for 20 years.
Yeah,
I
we can
want to
play
play
play the
six on
yard.
six.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. No, you bought to play the sport. What is this? Okay,
I
sorry.
don't
Keep
understand the
going.
art. Yeah, like because like the argument is like no one wants to. Like everyone complains that Rivals is the same, and there's I'm like I think that you need to add to Rivals. I don't think that's the issue. Like you need to add to it. We haven't even brought up the fact that like you can see your record for 4 seconds at the beginning of each game, but you can't see it outside of the game,
I
which
know
is
about that.
like I just like, I don't want to lose my goddamn mind about that. But like I don't know how people can and because like that's Hut Rush, bro. If that is what you find fun, go play Hut Rush, and then people will be like, "Why? It's the rewards. They're not good and whatnot." I'm like, okay, so then you want good rewards on top of being. Then yeah, then what is going to be required is they need to add that option in or boost Hut Rush rewards. Rush is a hole with potential.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it has potential, but I don't.
What?
Dude, 3-on-3 international ice. Dude, the second you lose the opening draw, I would just quit. Like if you're in Division 2 and above, if you lose the opening draw, you're not seeing the puck until the second period. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I know.
it's not going to be what everyone thinks. It's not going to be like ESHL where like it goes end to end and you're doing all these things, bro. If you're mad that people hold on to the puck and spin around in the net and they just wait for backdoor passes or far side shots or whatever, what do you think's going to happen in 3-on-3 when you can't play defense?
Right. My
Like,
fix for it. I put out a tweet, and I just think if you're gonna have the week where you have the goofy rivals, is what I call it, the goofy rivals. But then just do a comp season for the week. I don't know. I don't know what kind of rewards. I'm
that's what
just
I
saying,
was,
like,
that's what I was going to allude to. So,
make a 5-on-5 comp season. It's in the game. You can do it. It wouldn't be adding a mode. It's already in the game, so you can do it. And I think that'd be the easiest fix.
I think Hut Champs that was another thing. So, if Hut Champs starts this week, right?
Right.
So if Hut Champs is in, right, then and now would be the time to mess around with this rivals thing because we didn't give it its due
Yes.
diligence. As much as people want to say I got on the horn and said shut this shit down immediately, I did not because on stream I was like I'm not gonna play this. I'm gonna go play squad. I'm gonna go play squad battles. And I was being serious about that. I literally said like this is not for me, but I bet there's a large portion of the community that's gonna enjoy this. It's just not for me. But I think that a lot of the issue was there was no way to play 5-on-5. So if Champs is back, now would be the time to see if it'll work. And if it doesn't work, fine, whatever. I think as the year goes along, this will be refreshing. It's just at the beginning of the year, it's the most fun time to play Hut because there's no progression
Yeah.
involved. It's not 99 Hut, man. It is usually the most fun time to play, and you're taking away. Dude, if everything had stayed the same, we wouldn't have normal rivals until 2 weeks from now. And like thinking back to that, like
That's so bad.
That's
So
insane.
the funny thing is I think there were some suggestions from game changers over the past couple years, and this is taking some things from Madden where like they have like that house rules thing or whatever. It's like it would be fun every now and then they have like 3-on-3 shootouts or something, right? That would be fun. Never was it the intention to remove the ability to play a regular game. The
Absolutely
reason that
not.
we all buy the game, right? And so that is Hut Rush, right?
That
So
is
that is like
Hut Rush. There's no
so Hut Rush
rewards.
is there. They all they had to do is make the rewards better or something, or just add the Hut Rush. Hut Rush is so bad. This arbitrary, fake point system they created that's based on deeks and stuff, and then they give you 74 overall freaking Roy
Dude,
Donk from the
9
East Coast
hours.
Hockey League that you can't even do a toe
9
drag with these
hours
guys.
with Timothy Liljegren trying to do between the legs passes for
Why did
multipliers.
they why don't they just bump like give you for Patrick Kane at like a 98 over,
That's
like
what
do
I said,
something.
man. Just put in a bunch of like the biggies. Like give it messing around with cards that we would never have access to. I think
Yep.
is the way that Hut Rush should be done.
It's there, it can be fun. It can be.
Dude,
It can be
imagine
a
it
good
was
mode.
whoever gets the most hits wins.
Yeah, like
Like,
we've
dude.
hypothesized all these fake fun things, and it's just not gonna be because I dude that Sarah Nurse week where you had to score the one timer goals
Oh man.
on international ice or whatever it was, or it might not have even been
Yeah.
international ice. I don't know.
Dude, the best one was no one could do a wrist shot. And now part of me thinks, dude, you want to know something that I thought about that I was scared to ask? What
What?
stat impacts the snapshot? Because that's 99% of what everyone's taking and no one realizes it.
I'm assuming it's wrist shot power.
Is it?
It has to be, right?
I don't know. That's not what it's called. It's not called snapshot
Well,
power.
it's the same thing as what I always used to ask you guys last year. Like, 'cause I used to do those backdoor sauce all the time. That shot's a one timer. So what's that?
What's
Is
a
that? Is
one
it,
timer though? I mean that should be slap
that's what I
shot, right?
mean. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I
Dude,
mean.
there's no one that can answer these questions. I've asked stuff like this all the time. You'll never get
Let
the
me
same
get better.
answer.
I don't
Let me
know
get
if they
better us on the
know.
horn.
We should just ask 3 different devs and see what happens. Just like
Dude, we should do the game show
that
with
is
them.
it, bro. But yeah, like dude, the fact that people couldn't do the wrist shot objective in like think about that. You couldn't get the game to register a wrist shot.
So that was an issue last year and the year before when Hot Rush was implemented. How do you have a mode for 3 years now where every week, every single week, it's a new objective that just sucks and doesn't work? They should have kept a list of these objectives and just not put them back into the mode.
Someone in chat says, serious question. What happens if I lose all my champs games? Is there going to be a reward or do you have to win? No, I believe you get one collectible for just hopping in. Like, you have to play your games. But I think it might be one win. I don't remember. There's one where it's like literally one collectible for just getting it done. The thing about champs, though, what I would really recommend they do is do the arcade or whatever version of the 3-on-3 for rivals, right? But give everyone Hut Champs points like they do.
Thank
The
you.
year
I was gonna
22.
say, open it to everybody.
Open it to everyone because
everyone play.
if the only people that can play 5-on-5 are the sweats, because we're grinding rivals to get points to get into champs, that's crap. You know, I think that if you open up champs to everyone, then at least you will get a sense if this works or not. You know, you will get a sense because champs is now Wednesday to Sunday. It's almost the whole week. You know, open it to everybody, and even if dudes get floored, that's fine. But what ends up happening usually is that it's easier than rivals because you end up matching people worse than you. Now, obviously, people in Division 6, you're probably gonna have a really bad time. But people in Division like 3 and 4, like you're gonna match up against guys that are in Division 6. Like the first couple games of champs are great. Rivals is hard when you're in Division 1 and 2. Like it's difficult because the whole time you're matching people within your skill range. And in HUD champs, it's not like that until about like you get like 7+ wins above losses. So I don't know. I think that's how they should do it, especially with what happened. People want to blame the streamers and creators, whatever, man. We can't move the needle like that. That was a all-out onslaught from Twitter, Reddit, forums, anyone that had a voice. Like, dude, that was everyone. Like, thousands of people being like, this is not what we want. And that's what ended up happening, man. Same with the loyalty packs. I gotta give the community credit for that, because I don't think loyalty packs were coming. But you guys made a big enough stink, and good on you, And then that ended up happening, so, Is what it is. Let's end it with some market things. Like let's pretend like the Evo event is the first of the big three events this year. It's Team of the Year, Team of the Season, and Evo, and it's getting kind of lame that like the the I don't want to say meta. I hate that word, but like the that everyone is now cognizant of that, right?
Hmm.
We don't have anything new. Like there isn't anything new coming. It appears from HUT, where like people are like, oh man, a new banger event comes out because now what everyone's doing is saving all of their stuff, ignoring all the other events, and it's all going to be Evo, Team of the Year, and Team of the Season, which is really what you should if you want to maximize your returns. But what would you recommend if let's pretend Evo is this Friday? If it's not, it'll be a 1 week Halloween event, I would guess, and then it'd be Evo. What would you recommend for people on the market then, Kezo?
I have no idea.
Dude, the
Because
market
I
is a
am,
disaster right now.
yeah, I have no idea because I never play the market outside of like the beginning of the game, which I guess is counts as. Um, the only thing that I'm doing right now, and this just applies to everything. We were talking about some of those like budget cards, like we mentioned that Nichushkin or that Nichushkin, whatever. I don't know. Wait 2 weeks to buy him because he'll still be good in 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get him instead of the 35K that you're spending now, spend the 10 or 5K that it'll be. Um,
I've got a theory.
yeah.
You know
What is the
the
theory?
milestones, how they look
Yeah.
awful, right? Because before it'd be like we used to get a legend card at like 500 wins, and then it was like we get like an ultimate pack at 500 wins, and now it's like we get 10,000 coins. There's so many tiers for every single milestone, and I don't think people are realizing how many coins they're getting by just playing the game very slowly. And
Dude, you get like a million if you do
it
them
is
all.
wild. Like you are getting so many coins that it's propping the market up, and because no one is interested in buying cards for the master set that are out right now because they gave away two for free, you're left with this market that is just in shambles because no one has any idea what's going to happen. Like everyone's like, I got a hoard for Evo, but they don't know what's going to be required for the Evo event, and everyone's just like, I don't know what to do. Did you see what X Factors are going for?
They're a lot, right?
There isn't one for under 150K. Not one.
Yeah, that's
Matthew
stupid.
Kachuk, 150K. Like, I don't know
And I
what's
would,
causing
I
it.
don't know why he's so cheap because, oh wait, he has a bad ability, right?
Oh, Kachuk, dude, he's like 84 skating, and
Yeah, but I
it's
mean,
tricky. He's not
yeah,
good
I
until
forgot. That's
99. He's
the,
not good until 99.
yeah.
But we know we've already been through the song and dance. Like they're awful investment wise. Like you will end up wasting your coins, and what'll end up happening is you'll get stuck with all these and want to be participate in the whatever event is out, but you can't because you got to spend 150K to upgrade your card by one, and the speed doesn't go up, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. These X Factors are going for a crazy amount, and I think it's because there's no other cards to chase. That's my only. I don't know, Padre. If you think that's like why, but are you trying to buy any X Factors, Padre?
No, just because I think so. My plan right now is kind of like Kesso. We're just saving our stuff, and then when the Evo event, knock on wood, there's somebody to like chase in the MSPs. Um, After that, I'm gonna start doing the X Factor rerolls once a month
That's it,
because
yeah.
why not? Like, if I get McDavid, there's McDavid. If I get, I don't know, whoever, Hedman, I'm shooting for Hedman. Same kind of thing though. I mean, there's really nothing on the market. I mean, I guess if you have the coins to get one of the
Team builders.
Lemieux, I guess.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like on the market at least. Obviously, if you have coins, then yeah, do the team builders. Um, but as of right now, that would be like the only card I could see like buying that is really hard to get that that it's an endless card for the rest of the year. I mean, if you got Lemieux.
No, absolutely, man. I agree. Like those base icons too, man, because everyone's trying to do that set for Mario or Gretzky. I did it. I did two of them. The first one I wasted 80K and I got 383. Second one I wasted 180K essentially and I got Mario.
They
Wow.
cost that much.
Dude, it's 3K for a base icon and there's 60 needed.
Ooh.
And people are still doing it. I'm like, man, I wouldn't ever. The odds are
I'll have to
just, dude,
see
there's
if I have any
92
base
of them.
icons.
Base icons, man. That's how you make a
They
lot of money
go
right
for
now.
they go for like 4 or 5K. Those base icons that you
Yeah.
Damn.
can if you have them trade
Tradable.
up. What was that? By the way, what was that one set where it was like you get like Rob Blake or Ronick
So the
or like
seasonal one,
Chel?
I'm messing around with that. So I'm at the point now where I can do the 85 plus guaranteed pack, on my
Do you
free to
get?
play.
Do you get? Is it random or do you get to pick one of the three?
No, oh no, that one? No, that one you can choose. So if you get 60, you can pick one of those icons. Now the icons, like they're not very good, but
Mhm.
November 1st they're gonna go up by one. So they're gonna go to they're 84s right now. They can go to 85s right now. They'll be 86. They can go to 86 with a cost. But I think that
Mhm.
for free to play players, left-handed defensemen are just not common. Like Byram is it, and then obviously like Fedor Tutin and Duchesne. But obviously the majority of the player base can't afford those two. So let's
Yeah.
pretend you can get Byram for free, and some people didn't. Some people like McCann. It's like I kind of want to take Niedermeyer, but it's 60 seasonals, which is a lot. So I don't know. I'm messing around with that idea.
How do dudes already have 50 by the way so quick?
You can get 12 from the seasonal challenges, and then you can also get like another like
Oh, I
doing.
didn't even see
I
that.
did the
Okay.
Hut Rush whole thing, the 7.5 million. It
Right.
took me 9 hours, no exaggeration.
Mm.
And yeah, I think you got like 10 in that too.
Because I was gonna say you could literally get a Blake, Chelios, or Niedermeyer, and then you could get an X Factor
You
also
probably
by
yeah, because what's
by
December
the end of it.
21st is the season or December 18th?
Oh yeah, easily
Easily,
then.
yeah, you could
Yeah.
easily get it. I think that's probably the play. Just something I've been thinking about because of like free to play. You really have to like make up your mind, like 'cause you don't want to make mistakes with those when you get a
Right.
shot.
And I was telling Kessler, I mean, like, yeah, you can. I mean, I guess you can patch like with your Hut Champs like rewards, but that was another thing. That's all I did last year. I would just get power ups and I'd pump them right into Matthews
I've,
and
I've
Hedman and
I've been saying this a lot too. You can get 11 wins at Hut Champs, you're fine. You can have as many icons and X Factors as you want. 11 wins gets you five. Like even in like December, January, when you've got like seven on your team, like five is a
yeah.
lot, man. Five is a lot because you can it doesn't take much to keep them upgraded. So
Let's wait before we end it. Let's. Who are your guys's? Who would be the X factors you guys would use? Right, like for the rest of the year, if you had to pick. I'm just saying, like,
like
you know,
that I would want to have on my
yeah, that
team.
you would want, like that you would max out, like, and then flip them into team of the years or team of the seasons, whatever. Like, who are the guys
I
you would
think the
use?
safest one is McDavid because he's
Mhm.
going to get team of the year no matter what.
Right.
So for anyone that doesn't realize, at a certain point when team of the year comes out in January, it's the six best cards for the calendar year. And how it's worked is you can trade in the highest tiered X Factor. So it's gonna be very expensive, but you can trade in that X Factor card into a team of the year card, and that team of the year card you don't have to pay anymore. But how to upgrade? It'll always be the highest rated card. I think McCarr is 1,000% lock too. So that's a free 99. Not a free one, but like that you by
A lot
January
cheaper. It's a lot cheaper.
yeah, but January he's gonna be like what, like 92. So you got to get him to 92, and then he'll be a 99.
Right. Yeah.
I wonder if they're running into a situation where they're gonna stop doing the position lock of Team of the Year. Because in
Hmm.
NHL 20, when they brought in Team of the Year for the first time, or 21, I think it might be 21. It was like defenseman. It wasn't left and righty. It was just
Yeah.
defenseman and forwards. I think was just forward. But
It was
now
like Burns and
yeah, it
Carlson
was
one year
Burns and
on
Carlson.
D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if like because McDavid's center, like what do you just is it
Matthews.
always
Yeah.
just McDavid? Like isn't it like it's a marketing thing?
Yeah.
They don't. I would assume that they don't want that. So Matthews has had a great calendar year. He won all the awards, but McDavid had 30 points in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like you can't get around. I'm sorry, Leafs fans, but there's no way around that. He had 30 points in the playoffs, and unless Matthews blows him out of the water in the first 2 months of the year, because you have until January 1st, and there's no way he can do that unless McDavid gets hurt. So
Yeah.
like McDavid is your center. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's McDavid, Matthews, and then I don't know who the third option would be. That's where it gets
Yeah.
really hard on forward. Like it could be Goudreau because Goudreau's lighting it up
Yeah. He
right
did
now.
have a really good year.
He's lighting it up right now in Columbus. So that could play. But defenseman, I think this is extremely easy because like if it is by position, right? It's Makar, and then lefty it's Yossi, unless
Yep.
someone gets hurt. Like it's still I mean, the only thing is that Hedman had the postseason, but like Yossi had 100 points almost. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think in terms of the predictions for that, Padre?
Um, I mean, I think you're bang on with the defenseman. I was just thinking in my head, like it'd be really funny if there was a year where like, and this would McCarr would have to not exist for it to happen. But
Yeah.
I know in Vegas, a lot of guys like playing their offhands. Like Nate Schmidt used to like to do it, and Theodore likes to do it. It'd be funny if like Theodore was like the right defenseman because he
Oh,
likes playing on his offhand, and there was a lefty. Like people would be so mad.
because there's no right. Yeah.
Why do we have two
Yeah.
lefties? You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, I think you're locked on that. I mean, Gaudreau would not be a surprise. Like if I kind of like the position lock. I don't know. I kind of. Just
Yeah,
because
like,
I know team of the season, they're gonna have everybody in God's name. They like
Yeah.
make up a freaking thing every year. They're like, oh, we're doing the community one. Who do you guys want? Everyone's like Line A, Line A, Line A, even though he's not even
a
like
lot of people in chat are saying Marner.
Marner. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, he's close. Again, I mean, how many
Yeah.
points did Marner have last year? Did he touch 100?
I thought he hit 100, but maybe not. I don't remember.
I don't know if he hit
Let's
100, but
look.
Goudreau had 115.
But going back to the original thing, like for
Oh,
X
the X
factors.
factor. Sorry, X factor. So yeah,
So McDavid, McCarr,
McCarr. I think Yossi.
Matthews.
If Yossi, I think Matthews is too. Because no matter what,
Yeah.
he'll have something at some point. Like I think
Yeah.
that centermen are safe. And now he's
Draisaitl?
got skating centers. I don't Draisaitl. No, I don't think Draisaitl is worth it because he's still so slow and his face
Kesso's got
operating's
that.
not that
Kesso's
great.
got that predicament right now because he's got untradeable base Draisaitl and he's got his X factor.
Yeah.
Kesso is not in on any X factor. He won't do any X factor.
I have Zegras for the fun of it.
That's different.
Yeah,
You should
that's
never
really
get
it.
rid of him. You should never get rid of him.
No, that's a gimmick.
So somebody just tweeted at me. Here you go. Happened during the show. Somebody scored a D to D with a right-handed defenseman.
I got to see this.
It wasn't clean. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. It wasn't clean. It bounced off the goalie's glove. Here, I just put it in this Switch chat.
Okay, we're gonna watch it.
This is really good radio for the people that can't see it, but
I right. Oh, there he is. He's in the chat. I don't know if I. Okay, you got scored on. I don't know if I count that because it bounced off the goalie.
Let me see. Where's he aim at? Far side?
Yeah.
I don't know. Brother. Like, yeah, that stopped. Like, it hits him. How does that even go in? Like angle wise, can I pull this?
Also,
up?
how did you bumped his number 40? I don't know who that was there. Was that?
I can't make this full screen. I wish I could.
Yeah. Like you should have gotten the puck back there.
Yeah, we'll play. For anyone watching the video. Here it is. For anyone watching the video. Here we go. What is your take, chat? Like, he gets all of it here.
Wait, you don't have it on, at least for me yet.
No, I've got it on the screen. It hits his pad and kicks into the net. Like, I mean, technically he scored a DDD one-timer, and it wasn't tipped or anything. But I don't know. That just doesn't look clean at all. I don't know. That's not what I'm thinking of, like, in terms of one-time. You did it. You did do it. But your chat's being like, nah, like, dude, that's not a DDD one. Like, I wonder, do you think that when shot totals hit 90 overall, that it will be?
Charging? Yeah, it is, James.
It'll go in?
From too far.
You know, I don't know, man.
No, they didn't work last year. Like,
I mean, they did from
those.
the left side.
Yeah, with like not with the right-handed one. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
We still didn't answer the question. Sorry, Padre. Mine would be that I think that are safe to invest in is McDavid, Matthews, McCarr, McKinnon, and I'm more and more I think about it. It might be Yossi. I think it costs too much for what he has as his X factor. But if he wins Team of the Year, and I don't see how he does, I don't see how Hedman beats him this year. And again, unless, we've got 2 months of the real hockey to see, but I don't see how, and then, because again, if you have them, the smaller ones like Larkin, Barzal, Stamkos, those ones aren't even worth upgrading. It's the fact that you don't need to. That makes them okay to like upgrade to the point they're at now. Because you could upgrade them to the right now, and they're not very expensive at all. It takes like, the base Larkin's like 35,000 coins to get him up to an 85, and you could just leave him for 2 months, and he could still be on your team. So
Yeah.
those ones, like those ones like Barzal, Stamkos, Larkin, I don't think you need to upgrade anymore. You could if you want, but other than that, man, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, before we go, give me a goaltender to use.
Markstrom's the best one in the game.
I know, I think so too.
Why
He's
is
up
that?
there.
Why is he the best? You guys think just because his height, or do you think? I saw Grant earlier in the chat say butterfly effect he thinks might be the best zone ability for goalies this year. And I don't
It's
know
not
why,
posted.
Who
but
who has that though? Gold
Patrick
butter.
Waugh and somebody else. I can't remember who.
That's a 1%er thing right there, though.
Mm-hmm.
Spending that much on a goalie.
Base or
Yeah, I
X
don't.
factor, I don't think it matters.
So
Shesterkin
Markstrom,
has butterfly effect. But he's smaller. I
really,
use Shesterkin's base card, and I think he's been fine, but I don't know.
what do you guys like about Markstrom?
He makes a lot of
he makes a lot of saves and he's
cross
big.
crease saves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's just,
Okay.
you know what I mean. I've seen a lot of Ottinger.
Ottinger's good.
I've seen a lot of Ottinger. I've seen a lot of Markstrom. Those are the ones I see the most. But
Yeah.
all right,
Okay.
fellas. That is gonna do it for today's episode. We want to thank Gamersaloon one more time. Make sure that you guys check out Gamersaloon. Link is down below if you are looking to get into a wager match in virtually any game. Want to thank them for sponsoring the podcast. And guys, I'm gone to Vegas this week with a few of the boys in the community, and leaving during the heightened season of NHL. So I'm sure I'll be able to enjoy myself and not think about the game at all. But guys, I hope you have a great week, and everyone listening, same to you guys. And we'll be back next week. All right, fellas.
Yeah.
Peace out.